Each alternative sport has its own competition circuit, and with rollerblading it's no different. The ASA Pro Tour since 1995 has been the place where the top competitive rollerbladers come out and compete against their peers. From April to October each season, each skater comes out and travels to different cities trying to vie to be the #1 ranked rollerblader in the world. Today it's a special treat. What we've done is taken the best footage off of the Pro Tour and the biggest tricks from the last 2 seasons for your viewing pleasure. As you'll see, each week the skating seems to get better and better.
Rollerbladers are like superheroes. There's not really a trick that's comparable to a tail whip on a bicycle or a kickflip on a skateboard, but when a rollerblader straps on their inline skates, it becomes an extension of themselves. The rollerblader becomes almost superhuman, capable of performing amazing feats on their inline skates. Anything that can be imagined can be done, from roofs to rails to ledges, half pipes, embankments, wall rides. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility when you have 8 wheels strapped beneath your feet. Since the skater and his skates are inseparable, the trick vocabulary becomes unstoppable. Skaters can spin into and out of any trick. They can jump up onto or over any obstacle. True spins, topsides, alley-oop. 900s, 1080s, and 1260s, the skater truly is limited only by his own imagination. Everything is possible on inline skates.
It took 10 years for me to pressure cook my fears. Now my frontline rhymes moving up from the rear. My dream/career appear ever so clear. Now I'm able to touch, smell, see, speak, and hear. My fans cheer. My time is finally here. The past, they brought the present, cause the future is near. Anticipation, magnify my motivation. Direct my energy to touch nations. Been entertaining, was really banging. Dancing at the old folks' parties, pancaking. I've been waiting for my time to shine. From Catholic school to John Mid Junior High. From Manual Azad to rocking at the good line. We paid the price to keep it riding real on the mic, yo. Cause if you only knew what we've been through, the struggle and the pain to maintain and continue. Expectations on our committee, unified relation. We rebel our rhythm through tribulation. And trouble and face the situation with dedication, yo.
Go get your tickets, you'll see snacks and beverages while we get wicked all in your brains, cracks and crevices, surface and bulletins to you critical puritans who be shouting in my vicinity, doubting my capabilities. Movie feet, my whole fleet be scorching. Keep a course your vision blurs from heat distortion. Heat proportions, better take precaution while we shake the portion. Face so lost in, never flossed in. Had to go for your move, we sloppy dope and I'm hoping that when I roll, get you open like a fallopian tube. In my group we include brothers who worthy rebels and DJs from LA. I'm from Shahi, from Jersey, ever thirsty for success, plus never vexed, living for Allah, cause he blessed us with the talent to make your ass and your next guest. Rockin' since the 84 fresh vest, yes, great expectation on our committee, unified relation. We rebel our rhythm through tribulation and trouble and face the situation with dedication. Great expectation on our committee, unified relation. We rebel our rhythm through tribulation and trouble and face the situation with dedication.
Hey yo, my story starts in the NJ state and gets deep like a movie Bruce and them made. I moved to the land of sand and ill earthquakes. I didn't know this was the place I get my piece of the cake, part and piece of the pie. You and I TY every Thursday night at the life we kept it tight. That's right, that's where we dwelled in the rhythm rebel. We a blast from the past like on shotgun shells, not no macho males with raps about a beer. Our mission's to persevere, so haters can play the rear. We tour with the stratosphere from here to London Square. You swear that you're prepared to this what we have here? Indeed, time ticks.
Want more? Log on to asaskate.com.
Stick around. We'll be back with more ASA Pro Tour stimulus. The ASA's stimulus is brought to you by Yoo-Hoo, America's favorite chocolate drink, skates on or skates off. By Paul Mitchell, the style and lifestyle sports. And for everything skating and to pick up a copy of this show, log on to asaskate.com. Feed your habit. Welcome back. For those that have seen rollerblading progress the past couple of years, it's become indisputable that there's been a big and noticeable change. Over the last year or two, there's been a trend toward stunt skating. And this year was no exception.
Well, there's no doubt about it. This year we have seen some incredible moves on the street course and on the vert ramp. Guys like Jaron Grove, Ryan Dawes, and Randy Marino have really pushed the stunt envelope this season, and they've been helped by some developments on the street course, namely the loop and that gigantic launch box. Also on the vert ramp, we've seen skaters like Ty Chris and Matt Lindemuth throw the double backflip. So there has been a continued and marked movement towards this stunt skating, and you've got to remember that it all began last season.
If you like what you see, then log on to asaskate.com for your copy of Stimulus.
You're watching the ASA Pro Tour Stimulus. Don't go anywhere.
Rollerblading is constantly going through this evolutionary process, but every once in a while it experiences intense bursts of innovation. Back in the mid to late 1990s, there was a group of skaters in Northern California who quietly and modestly led a revolution in rollerblading. They were led by a now legendary rollerblader named Julio, who more than any other skater has come to embody the spirit of creativity and innovation in rollerblading.
This week's profile on one of the world's most well-respected skaters is brought to you by Yoo-Hoo.
Julio's the king. The switch man, and everybody just looks John Julio. It's so crazy. It's cool, and he's a nice guy.
You watch John Julio skate, you can tell. Like if someone puts a little description of John Julio and you go look at the course, you can tell exactly who he is because he looks that different from everyone else.
John Julio, he's a man. He can do every trick with his style, you know. He probably made up the trick. And he's fun to skate with, he pushes you.
John Julio, for me, is the illest skater, illest style. He takes the sport to an art. He's one of the only ones.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Might make you pop pills. When I bust, you cast up like a drop reel. The cautious strangler is on the loose. Bang, bang, niggas ricochet like a goose. And see, they pull on my nerves like a loose tooth. I ain't got it all, y'all. I think one of them screws lose in the contest. If you wanna come test, then come fresh. I think you better confess, cause you ain't all that fresh. You was in front of your boys talking all that mess. Talking loud as hell, sticking out your bird chest. But without your peeps, you get quiet and nervous. What happened to that tough guy trash talk? Better keep your mouth shut or you be on the asphalt. It's your own fault. I'll put your career to a halt. You know Bookie Mike is out mind the chalk. But guys still like the way I rock the mic. The rocks and rocks. Crowd behind, so get up. What? You throw your hands in the air and wave them all around like you just don't care. And yo, you guys still like the way I rock the mic. The rocks and rocks. Crowd behind, so get up. What? You throw your hands in the air and wave them all around like you just don't care. I be serving y'all, lyrically murder y'all. So you can beat me on the mic, man, it's some nerve of y'all. I ain't never heard of y'all. Who you say you was? You ain't the hottest rapper out. You don't have a buzz. I intimidate whack rappers who try to imitate. I break your style down, let me demonstrate. Anyone who emulates, I obliterate. My mental state is too strong to manipulate. I have no apathy for whack MC. My mission is to destroy those who battle me. I put rappers to death if they can't bust tight. We can battle via fax, email, or website. I keep the fundamental on the instrumental. I beat a rapper to death with a pencil or put him in the hospital. Their condition is critical, bruised, battered, and scarred, looking all pitiful. Yo, you guys still like the way I rock the mic. The rocks and rocks.
The top ASA pros like Grobe, Julio, and more prove themselves week after week on tour. So log on to asaskate.com for your copy of Stimulus.
You're watching the ASA Pro Tour Stimulus. Don't even think about touching that dial. Welcome back to the ASA Pro Tour.
If you want to do well on the Pro Tour, you've got to fill up an entire run. But some of the best moments on tour aren't reflected in the scores. So in the next segment, we're going to celebrate some of the best moments on the ASA Pro Tour.
Everybody in the crowd, check it out, what you wanna do? Everybody in the crowd, check it out, what you wanna do? Everybody in the crowd, check it out, what you wanna do? Everybody in the crowd, check it out, what you wanna do? Tonight we're gonna party, jump up and destroy. We ain't gonna wait, it's time to detonate. This gonna be fucking power.
Here we have Francesco, team manager for Rosas. Can you explain the situation with the buckles with Shane Yost?
It's just that. Wait. Are you recording this?
This is a video camera recorder. Yeah, we'll be recording.
What you're about to see is not for the weak. Progression takes dedication, passion, and balls. So log on to asaskate.com for your copy of Stimulus.
Go to asaskate.com for this year's World Championships air dates, which took place at North Richland Hills, Texas, at the North Hills Mall. ASA Stimulus is brought to you by Corn Nuts, hardcore snacking for hardcore skating. Corn gone wrong. By Levi's, make them your own. And for everything skating and to pick up a copy of this show, log on to asaskate.com. Feed your habit. Throughout the season, pro skaters compete on the Pro Tour at regular season stops. They compete at the X Games, they compete at the Gravity Games, and then what waits them in late October is the granddaddy of them all, the ASA World Championships.
Oftentimes, skaters will save their best trick or even go out and learn a brand new trick for big events. And the events don't come much bigger than the World Championships. And last season, the skaters did not disappoint.
Yeah. 2005. Ready to go. Mark, move. Keep forward. Silver synth. Analog explosion, move, rattle brains in mid-range. All dirt production. Global disasters felt universal. 2005, no rehearsal. Low frequencies hurt you. Levels beyond normal, new star cruisers. Veteran battleships. Mark, move, battle sick. Handle your Trinity 5 to infinity, we at it again. Choke you out, battle again. Armor on. Rocket launcher, entourage. Figure out the level we on. We lost in an over space cross. I split your face, ghetto funk. Bring your trouble funk, rolling XJ3P underground evil funk. Get ready, genocide on the airways. Terrified from the airplay. 1, 2. Analog.
2005, level of life. Coming in waves that fit the new days of death waves. Coming in waves. 2005, level of life. Coming in waves that fit the new ways of death rays. Coming in waves.
Keys chord, vocal booth, kingpin, wipe your lyrics off on a napkin with an action-packed thrust, turbo boost, get loose. Phase cruise like a bullfighter, making a freebase smoker, put out a cigarette lighter. Green man, see me pushing a black Cadillac with Darth Vader and R2-D2, driving the Fleetwood Roham through a Wendy's drive-through, ordering spicy chicken with Christmas bags from Easy Pickens, with Captain Kirk shirts, watching them C's move like robots with platinum jewels on and tight mini skirts. Xerox, copy, duplicate, man X, let the 10-man flex. Open distance, disconnect, answer machines, operation, evacuation, stand with a green meat. Coat with a figure of great Kango, sipping out a can of Rango with Magilla Gorilla, driving a red Jeep Durango, sound system plush with space ghost in the back, lighting my joint, angel dust.